What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. It's time for another brand new episode of the Politics and Punk Rock Podcast. I am Andrew for America. And people, what the hell's going on out there in the world? Are we being attacked by China or by the intelligence communities? The big club? What's going on? Spy balloons? Chinese police forces in Canada, learning how to fly Canadian aircraft, apparently. Chemical explosions, train derailments, possible eco-disaster in the Midwest, right down the street from me here. Quite coincidental. Could be distraction away from the Nord Stream 2 thing. Apparently, we blew that up. Shocker. Surprise, surprise, if that's true, right? That's how the media does it. The fourth branch of the government, people. The media is the mouthpiece for the elite, for the big club. It does not matter what politician or talking head is casting spells on you through your TV screen. They're going to protect the plan for the world. And that plan is getting rolled out. It's making like ludicrous and rolling out. Roll out. Roll out. Yeah. That's what they're doing to the New World Order plan for the world. Roll out. Roll out. You know what I'm saying? Ludicrous, baby. I digress. Today. Oh, and by the way, did you guys hear real quick? Putin's talking about nukes. He's going to nuke the West. Oh, a nuclear fear porn campaign. We're going to blow you out of this world if you keep meddling in Ukraine, America, says Russia. We'll see. We'll see. I have been learning how to plant indoors lately. I would like to have a garden, but I live in Minnesota, so I'm going to have to get some lighting, if you will, and go the hydroponic route. I'm not growing weed, don't worry. I just want vegetables. Just want fruits and vegetables. Probably can't do fruit in the house. Vegetables, though. Anyway, man. Go follow all the punk rock homesteading pages on all your social media, people. Great information. Stuff we need to start considering learning given our environment. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's get on with it today, my fellow Americans. Is episode 131, volume 1 of the Andrew for America Politics and Punk Rock Podcast compilation episode. Today, I'm going to share a bunch of punk rock tunes with you from a variety of artists all over the country. And it's going to be awesome and fun. So go grab a beverage, strap on your seatbelt. But before you do that, follow me on everything, Andrew for America, Politics and Punk Rock Podcast on Facebook, private Facebook group, Andrew for America, comedy and commentary. Go to patreon.com/Andrew for America to become a subscriber. Go to soundcloud.com/Andrew for America 1984 to check out my music. And today, speaking of my music, my old drummer used to live in Wyoming, where Teenage Bottle Rocket is from, and he was in a band called Sprocket Nova, and these guys are from that same area, great punk rockers. I think the Lillingtons are from Wyoming too. And then also these guys, this band is called Shocktroopers. And the band Shocktroopers said that it would be awesome if I featured some of their music on the show today, so here we go. Here's a recording that I ripped from their page from a live rehearsal room in their place, recording they were doing of their awesome song Cataracts. And I love raw recordings. It just adds that little extra touch to punk rock, baby. I love it. Making their debut on the Politics and Punk Rock podcast. Here's Shocktroopers with their song Cataracts. All right, people, that was Shocktroopers with their new track, Cataracts. And I want to play you one more song by Shocktroopers. I was checking out their discography on Spotify, and I found a track that I love. Love this song. I'm going to share it with you now. From the Shocktroopers 2014 release entitled, I don't fucking know. Here's the song, Green Springs by Shocktroopers. I love it, people. Oh, gotta love punk rock. That was Shocktroopers with their song, Green Springs. Moving on, last episode, I featured a song by Harold's Last Chance from the great state of Washington. And I really like Chase's music. Chase is the man behind Harold's Last Chance. He reached out to me, said he had a band that he has musicians that will play live shows with him, but it's basically him writing and recording pretty much every instrument. A one-man show, like I said. And I really like what this guy's doing. And so here we go, making his return to the Politics and Punk Rock podcast. Here's Harold's Last Chance with their song, Hit the Lights.
Worked so very hard for such a long time. Little in return did really open my eyes. Been grateful, I've been kind. I wanted every little thing, but I feel I'm past my prime. Maybe I was full of it up until right now. You see me in the dark, I guess the light shines through somehow. Maybe I was full of it like I was then. You see me in the dark, I guess it's time to hit the lights. You didn't know me back then. I've got some things to offer. The very few friends. You know I hit the lights. You didn't know me back then. I've got some things to offer. The very few friends. Took that step against all those who doubt. I never look back because it's all in the clouds. Be patient, I'm composed. I waited every single second so that they could turn their nose. Maybe I'm just full of it up until right now. You see me in the dark, I guess the light shines through somehow. Maybe I was full of it like I was then. You see me in the dark, I guess it's time to hit the lights. You didn't know me back then. I've got some things to offer. The very few friends. You know I hit the lights. You didn't know me back then. I've got some things to offer. The very few friends.
All right, people, not bad for a one-man show. That was Harold's Last Chance with Hit the Lights. And I'm going to play one more track from Harold's Last Chance. Go check them out on Spotify with their second song. Here's Harold's Last Chance with their song, Back to Square One.
This is not enough time. I've already shared my thoughts with you.
All right, people, that was Back to Square One by Harold's Last Chance. I love that thrashy, techy, late 90s, pop punk, skate punk rather, era. Great music. Some of my favorites. I love it. Hope you guys are enjoying the show so far. Let's take a break. And when we come back, more punk rock, baby. I love it. All right, people, welcome back to the show. Continuing with some punk rock tunes. This band hails from the East Bay of San Francisco, California. East Bay punk rock, kind of like AFI, right? Love AFI. These guys are called Pinoles, and I think that is the name of a town in the East Bay, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong about that, but pretty sure that's where they got their name. And these guys are awesome. They remind me of the Ramones. I think they actually sing about the Ramones in one of these tracks I'm about to play for you. These guys are awesome. I like their old school vibe. So here we go, making their debut on the Politics and Punk Rock podcast. Here's Pinoles with their song, Padded Walls.
How did I get here? Straight jacket nightmare. They tried to restrain me and put me inside solitary. I'm going crazy today. And I don't care what you say. No. Never made too much of my career. Stuck in a rut, I run it out for years. My mental health jumped out the window. Guess it had to go. Say goodbye. I'm going crazy today. And I don't care what you say. No, no padded walls they want me to obey. But in the end I'm gonna do it my way, my way. The only friends that I've made were the ones that live here in my head, my head. And now I think that I'm burning out quicker than my last cigarette. We're going crazy today. And we don't care what you say. And no, the padded walls that want us to obey. But in the end, we're gonna do it our way, our way.
All right, people, that was Pinoles with their song Padded Walls. And I dig this band. I like the vibe. Let's play another one from these guys. I first saw these guys on TikTok, so go follow them on TikTok. And they're on Spotify, probably everywhere else. Here we go with their second song, Pinoles. Once again, with their song, Just Wanna.
It's been a while since I was alright. Oh yeah, I wonder if she's there at all. No, I'll sit around acting like I don't
'cause I know tonight you'll have a ball. Well, I dream of her at night, won't be the last time. Can't get her out of my head. 3345 RPM, spinning me around, gonna do it again. If there's one thing that I know for sure, music is the only cure. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. It would be groovy to give you a ride. Oh yeah, anywhere in the world you wanna go. Oh, let's go back in time and see the Ramones. Oh yeah, and rock and roll with all our friends. Oh again, oh, I dream of her at night, won't be the last time. Can't get her out of my head. 3345 RPM, spinning me around, gonna do it again. If there's one thing that I know for sure, music is the only cure. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Just want to be alright. I'm so sick and tired of staying up at night. 3345 RPM, spinning me around, gonna do it again. If there's one thing that I know for sure, music is the only cure. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I just wanna.
All right, people, that was Just Wanna by the band Pinoles. Moving on, this next artist, before I play these songs, I want to read to you an email that this gentleman, Jared, from the band Last Day, sent to me. And hopefully you're okay with me sharing this, Jared. I was moved by your email, and I love your music, so this is going to be cool. I really wanted to read this, so here we go. Andrew, I presume. What's up, man? We appreciate the support for Live For Today and the noble cause you bring to the table. While I am not incredibly well-versed on politics, I can't help but have my opinions regarding certain things that have come out through my song and the writing process. My grandfather was a World War II veteran and a patriot. He instilled a strong and supportive belief in me from an early age about our government and its priorities and its practices. But over the years, I've been ultimately let down and now angered by the blatant disregard for citizens, veterans, laws, and even the Constitution itself by our leaders. The level of secrecy, deception, and corruption is way beyond what I ever imagined, and I'm sure if my grandfather was here today, he'd be appalled by it all. My grandfather would as well, good sir. Decisions are being made that are literally taking people's lives for causes and reasons unjustified, and yet somehow they get away with it without recourse, as society seems to sit back and allow it, whether from fear or just an inability to stop it. It's nuts, man. I had a conversation with my stepdad, who was an incredibly smart man, regarding the vaccination shots for COVID-19. He said that if he were my age, there is no way he would take these shots, but at his age, he felt he had no choice in order to protect himself from dying from COVID. 2 weeks after that conversation, and 4 days after his first booster shot, the otherwise healthy man dropped dead without notice in front of my mother, who had to perform CPR on her already dead husband for 40 minutes before an ambulance arrived. I don't wish that on my worst enemy's mother. Anyhow, short little stint on my motives for writing the song Live for Today. With regard to the band, we are friends since we were teenagers and who finally started jamming together for fun. After a while, we decided we would put out a few of the songs we had written for fun, maybe turn a couple heads even along the way. Let me know if you have any questions. Jared, my condolences for your loss. These stories are becoming all too common. I've been talking about them for quite some time on my podcast now. And the evidence continues to pile up, my fellow Americans. And if you still don't think that there is a greater evil agenda at play with this medical tyranny that we are all living under, then I don't know if you are savable. I have nothing but respect for you, Jared, and for your family, your grandfather, your mother, grandmother, everybody involved that had to deal with this terrible, horrible situation. I hope we can all learn from stories like this, my fellow Americans, because it ain't going away. Running from it, hiding from it, refusing to face the objective truth and reality that we are living in is only going to make things worse, and it's only going to make you less savable. Ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Americans making their debut on the Politics and Punk Rock podcast. Here's Last Day with their song, Live for Today.
So before I outline the new stuff to fight COVID-19,
One nation is unresponsive. One nation is underwrong. One nation is now a problem. One nation is almost gone.
man. I love this band. Man, love it. That was Last Day with their song, Live for Today. What a song. What a story. Punk rock, baby. Let's keep it alive. We are the resistance. Grow a set, find some courage, and let's fight the good fight. That's what I'm going to do. Complete the great work with their second song on the Politics and Punk Rock podcast today. Here's Last Day. Once again, with their song, Fighting for Everything.
Everything, and I wanna believe in everything. I fall down the same, and I wanna believe in everything. It seems like the plan fucked everything, and I feel the same. 'Cause it falls apart. Another confidant again. Don't wanna play this hand again. I don't know if I can do this on my own. Another confidant again. Don't wanna play this hand again. I don't know if I can do this on my own. And I wanna fight for everything, and I wanna believe in everything, and I feel the same. No one can tear down these chains. No one can tell me that I don't have the strength. Another confidant again. Don't wanna play this hand again. I don't know if I can do this on my own. Another confidant again. Don't wanna play this hand again. I don't know if I can do this on my own. I don't know if I can do this on my own.
And we stand in need of all three. For we meet in an hour of change and challenge, in a decade of hope and fear, in an age of both knowledge and ignorance.
And I wanna feel for everything, and I wanna believe in everything, and I wanna fight for everything, and I wanna fight for everything, and I feel the same. Another confidant again. Don't wanna play this hand again. I don't know if I can do this on my own. Another confidant again. Don't wanna play this hand again. I don't know if I can do this on my own. I don't know if I can do this on my own.
All right, people. That was the song Fighting for Everything by the band Last Day. Hope you guys enjoyed the show today. Little change of pace. Little positivity, turning up the optimism and the fun, right? I'm going to do more of these compilation episodes in the future. We'll see how the response is. Hope you guys liked it. Go to the website, politicsandpunkrockpodcast.com. Buy a t-shirt. Donate to the show. Read the show notes. Go to my SoundCloud page for my music. Go to the Patreon. page to subscribe, or just linktree.com/Andrew4America to get to everything. Send me an email, whatever you want to do. I'm not a hard guy to find. Ladies and gentlemen, my next show is going to be my first ever video podcast, and it'll be up on Patreon. If you want to subscribe, you can go watch it there. Or if you are on Spotify, you can watch it for free. Spotify allows we podcasters, the Anchor app allows us to do video shows on Spotify only. On every other platform, you will just hear the audio like you always do. But this one is going to be cool because the reason why I did this show to be my first video show, the next episode that's coming up, 132, is because I interviewed an old friend of mine, an old co-worker that has gone on to become a flair bartending, viral TikTok skydiving sensation, Mr. Freddie Chase. And the reason why I did a video show is because I wanted to show some of his videos that have gone viral. He's surpassed 2 million followers on his skydiving videos on TikTok and elsewhere, YouTube, wherever else he's at. He's blowing up. It's amazing. And he's also a talented flair bartender, one of the best I've seen. When I first met him, he was practicing in the mezzanine level at Dive Day Club before our shifts. And he was a baby. He was like 21 years old. He was the youngest bartender there at the time. He says in the interview that he was lucky to have the spot with all these vets. And I told him, I was like, you were coming into the industry as I was leaving, and you've gone on to do great things. And it was a great, fun, interesting conversation. And Freddie will be back on the show in the future for sure. So be looking for that first video show coming out soon, where I feature my old coworker, TikTok sensation, skydiver, flair bartender extraordinaire, Freddie Chase. All right, people, that's the show. I love you guys. Take care of each other out there. Good night. We'll see you next time. This has been episode 131 of the Politics and Punk Rock Podcast, entitled Punk Rock Compilation Episode, Volume 1. We'll see ya next time.
I hope everyone's pretty aware at this point that there are not two parties. There is not a Republican and Democrat, not in any way that we would have imagined, or a lot of our relatives that have passed away in past times had. We have a uniparty in Washington, D.C., a uniparty that is really controlled by a bunch of think tanks, a bunch of lobbyists, a bunch of foreign powers, including the CCP and other nations. They are controlled by a billionaire, trillionaire class, an oligarchy, an American oligarchy, elitist class that owns all of our politicians and selects them from the start. And until we stop dividing ourselves with the illusion of choice, which is all it is at this point, then we will never, ever be able to fight this battle, because they will keep us divided every way they can.